So, hello everybody. Happy National Study Abroad Day and welcome to UCEAP 101. Your adventure starts here. We have a lot of information packed into this presentation, so we'll move quickly. Please feel free to take screenshots of any of the slides. The presentation is being recorded and will be posted to the UCEAP YouTube channel after the presentation is over. Captions are available if you would like to enable that function in Zoom. We will also have a Q&A session at the end of the webinar, and you can send questions to us via the chat box.
All right, let's highlight the benefits of studying abroad through UCEAP, the official study abroad provider for the entire UC system. So we strive to increase access to the transformative power of study abroad for students of all races, ethnicities, and socioeconomic backgrounds. We believe study abroad prepares the next generation of leaders with the global perspective and intercultural competence needed to effect positive change in our interconnected world. Our programs are designed specifically for UC students. With hundreds of options available, you will find the perfect study abroad program to suit your needs. While on UCEAP, you remain enrolled in your UC campus, which means you do not need to take a leave of absence during your study abroad program, and your UC financial aid goes with you. Additionally, you are guaranteed that all the courses you take abroad will receive UC credit.
We offer you the world. UCAP has programs based in over 40 countries, and we know that for some students, program selection is all about location, location, location. So when choosing a program, consider where it is you want to spend your time while you are abroad. UCEAP has 7 options available in Africa and the Middle East. These off-the-beaten-path programs could be an ideal fit for those of you looking to stray a bit from the traditional study abroad experience. From our neighbor to the north, Canada, to the geographically rich region of southern Chile, explore the diversity of experiences available both inside and outside of the classroom on UCEAP's programs in the Americas. Expand your horizons beyond the confines of the traditional classroom experience by exploring the most dynamic cities in the world and immersing yourself in their vibrant culture. In addition to our 2 locations in Oceania, UCEAP also has programs available in East, South, and Southeast Asia. UCEAP has 15 destinations spread over the different regions in Europe, from large cosmopolitan capital cities to cozy medieval towns. You'll find a location that piques your personal interest and allows you to expand your academic and cultural explorations.
UCEAP programs are developed to help students accomplish their academic, career, and personal goals. There are several types of experiences available for you to consider. So when choosing a program, it's important to ask yourself about your priorities and what you hope to accomplish while abroad. On an immersion program, you will be in class with local students and select courses from host university departments. With an international program, you will choose classes from a list designed for study abroad students. You'll learn alongside other international students and get to make friends from all over the world. Our internship and research programs provide you with hands-on experience that can be applied to your academic and career goals. And while research and internships are a built-in component of these experience types, they're also optional components of many of our other programs. Additionally, you may be eligible to apply for a UCEAP internship or undergraduate research award after your program ends. These awards start at $500 and recognize students who have distinguished themselves through internships and research conducted while studying abroad with UCEAP. Language programs offer the opportunity for you to concentrate on learning the language and culture of your host country. And theme programs focus on a specific topic or area of study. It gives you in-depth knowledge on a topic such as business, psychology, public health, or sustainability, for example. Multi-site is just how it sounds. You will visit and study in 2 or more locations and explore the unique perspectives in each site. And then with UC curriculum programs, you choose courses from a short custom menu designed for the University of California, while also meeting students from around the UC system.
UCEAP offers programs year-round for different lengths of time. When choosing a program, think about how study abroad fits within your personal timeline. Our academic calendar starts with summer. Because most universities around the world run on the semester system, many of the programs offered by UCEAP are semester long as well. But no worries for quarter campus students though. You are eligible to participate on both our quarter and semester length programs. You will just be abroad longer when on a semester program, and your units will reflect this.
Now we'll talk through some of the academic considerations of the study abroad process. So as was mentioned earlier in this session, as a UCEAP participant, you will earn direct UC credit for the coursework you complete abroad. This means the courses, units, and grades will post to your UC transcript. They will count towards your total units and GPA and can be used to fulfill specific degree requirements like GEs, breadth, or major courses. As you are considering what study abroad program is best for you, we recommend that you have a conversation with your college or department academic advisor. Together, you can review your degree plan, and they may have recommendations for when is the best time for you to study abroad and what kind of requirements you might want to focus on completing abroad in order to stay on track towards your degree. Now, in order for coursework from abroad to fulfill degree requirements, you will likely need to submit a petition to your college, department, or academic advisor. As part of this petition, you should include a syllabus so that whoever is reviewing your petition can know the topics covered in the course from abroad. The petition process may happen before, during, or after your study abroad program, depending on your campus and department. You can find syllabi posted on many UCEAP program web pages, or we will link to our host institution website where you can search for syllabi or course descriptions. And I will talk a bit more about this later on in this session. Now, depending on the program, you may register for courses at the host institution or complete a course preference survey either before your program begins or once you arrive on site. For other programs, the curriculum is the same for all participants, so no registration is required. After your course registration abroad is finalized, you will confirm your courses with UCEAP through the online student portal on what we refer to as a study list. It's the means by which we know every course that every UCEAP participant takes abroad. Then after the program ends, we will enter your grades from abroad into your study list and send them to your campus registrar to post to your UC transcript. Now, one thing to note is that grades from abroad are not available as quickly as grades at your home UC, so keep this in mind, especially if you are a graduating senior. We have this timeline noted on every program webpage on the UCEAP website, so you'll have a general idea when to expect your grades.
Nothing matters. The total cost of studying abroad varies by program due to the local cost of living, round trip airfare, exchange rates, and individual spending habits. But on average, a year abroad costs about the same as a year at your UC campus. Some programs actually even cost less. UCEAP works with your campus and our partners abroad to make the financial process as seamless for you as possible. As a UC program, UCEAP offers continued enrollment at the UC and UC tuition. This means that your financial aid travels with you, so students who receive UC financial aid continue to receive grants, loans, and scholarships. All students should plan to submit a FAFSA application, even if you have not previously received financial aid. You may be eligible when you study abroad. Be sure to apply for a UCEAP scholarship as well, because all UCEAP participants are eligible for consideration. You are also encouraged to look into any other funding opportunities that may be available to you. UCEAP accountants work with our on-site contacts to create a budget for each individual program. The amount factors in your UC tuition, insurance, transportation, visa processing, activities, housing, meals, books, laundry, and much more. It basically includes everything we expect you will need while on the program. Your campus financial aid office will use your UCEAP program budget to calculate your financial aid package. This means that the amount and distribution will be adjusted to fit your personal situation and the specific program cost. Additionally, UCEAP offers an extended payment plan that is designed to give students an opportunity to pay their UCEAP program fees over an extended period of time. There is no interest charge for this option because the extended payment plan is not a loan. Studying abroad is a personal journey. Motivation, priorities, goals, and needs vary by each individual, and program selection should involve careful thought and preparation. Depending on your personal and identity-related circumstances, there may be additional details that you want to factor into your decision-making process. How do you plan to fund your program? In addition to UCEAP scholarships, there may be other ways to help make your program more affordable. For example, there are a few countries that allow international and exchange students to work during their program. It is possible that some terms may have more aid available than others due to your campus's financial aid cycle. If you are a non-resident, summer programs do not charge non-resident tuition. Do you receive medical care, see a counselor, or take any medication? If so, you will want to contact your doctor well in advance to discuss a treatment plan for you while you are abroad. Certain medications, services, and specialists might not be available in some countries, so you may need to make alternate plans. If you receive accommodations at your UC, it is important to know that accommodations abroad are not guaranteed. Early disclosure is important. The process to request accommodations can take several months, and it involves working closely with your campus disabilities office and UCEAP. If you have plans to bring a dependent with you, be aware that there will be many logistics to arrange ahead of time for both you and your dependent. Due to visa, housing, and other restrictions, some programs may not be possible. If you are an undocumented or DACA student, you can consult with an immigration attorney free of charge on your campus to determine if study abroad is right for you. Plan ahead as the preparation process is complex and can take several months or even a year to complete. These are just a few examples of things to consider as you search for the destination that best suits you. In many cases, planning early is key, and your Campus Study Abroad office is a great resource on these matters. Now that you know all about the basics about UCEAP, let's move on to the application process. Applying for a program involves a couple different steps. Please note that the requirements, process, and timeline will vary by program. A general starting point is the UCEAP website. Browse the different programs available and check that you meet the eligibility requirements. Most of our programs have plenty of space, and as long as you meet the eligibility requirements and program deadlines, you should be able to participate. Once you decide which program you are interested in, complete your campus's application process by their deadline. Keep in mind that deadlines can be as early as 9 months prior to the start of the program, and some applications are processed on a first come, first served basis. So the earlier you can apply and start planning, the better. In addition to your campus application, you must also submit an online UCEAP application for your program. And a link for that is available on the UCEAP website. Applications for most 2024-25 programs opened on November 1st. So some summer, fall, and year programs may already be full or their deadlines have passed. Spring 2025 programs should still be available at this time. Contact your campus study abroad office if you have questions about a specific program's capacity or deadline. Once you complete these 2 steps and are selected to move forward with your application, we will then help you with your application requirements for the host institution and your pre-departure logistics, such as securing housing and obtaining proper visa documentation. On a related note, make sure that you have a passport. Most countries require that your passport is valid for at least 6 months after your scheduled return. The current processing time for US passports is around 3 months, not including mailing time.
We've covered a lot of general topics so far, but you may now be wondering, how do I get more information? Which is a very good question. And we have listed here some helpful resources for you. The first is obviously the UCEAP website, which I will walk through in a moment. Next is a link to office hours where you can schedule a virtual appointment with a UCEAP advisor if you have any questions as you decide on a program. You are welcome to visit the UCEAP YouTube channel to access our catalog of helpful videos. And we are also offering an Exploring Your Identity Abroad series with webinars throughout the year in collaboration with the UC Campus Study Abroad offices. Okay, I'm going to exit out of here for now, and we will go to the UCEAP homepage. This is homepage. Now, if you are looking for programs, you'll want to go to the menu in the top right corner. There are a couple of different ways to search for programs. This Explore UCEAP tab has a couple of options. You can search by region. And then within each region is a list of countries where we offer programs. So if you click on any of these countries, you'll see the list of programs offered in that country. There's also this search by field of study. So if you click on any of these, you'll see all of the programs where you can take coursework in that field of study. One thing to note is that this list is a list of the most popular fields of study at UC, but it's not an exhaustive list. There's also this search by experience. So we talked about the experience types earlier in the presentation. So say you want to do research abroad, if you click on this link here, you'll be able to see all of the programs where you can do research. And the final way to search for programs is this Find a Program link. And this page incorporates all the filters that we just talked about, as well as a few others. They're here on the left-hand side. And then here in the middle, these are kind of, you see program titles and then very basic information about each program. So we have 168 programs. That's a lot of programs. So I'll walk through an example of how you can apply some of these filters to narrow down your program options. So I would recommend we start with disciplines. And disciplines are just very broad academic categories, usually encompassing a couple of academic fields within them. So let's go computer science and engineering. And when you select a discipline, it does populate a subfilter called subject areas. And subject areas are more narrow fields of study within the discipline that you have selected. So I'm going to select computer science. All right, another very useful filter on this page is this courses taught in. Obviously, you can use it if you're looking to study in a different language. Say you want to study in Chinese or French or something like that. You can easily filter for all of our programs where you can study those languages or study in those languages. It's also useful though if you want to find what programs are available to study in English. Obviously, you can, study abroad in English-speaking countries, but this will also show you every place where you can study in English, even in non-English speaking locations. So I will select English. All right, so we've narrowed it down to 71, which is definitely better, but that's still a lot. So I will continue to apply some of our filters. We'll search by region. Let's go to Europe. And by country. So I work with Spain. Let's go to Spain. Okay, we've narrowed it down to 4, which is a lot better. Let me talk through the remaining filters here at the bottom. So we already talked about experience type. There's also term. If there's a particular term that you want to study abroad, you can filter for that. And then these remaining filters here have to do with eligibility requirements, being eligible for a program. So say, for example, you're a sophomore and you want to know what programs would accept sophomores, you can filter for that, for example. All right, of the programs here, we have a couple of different program types. You can see that here under experience type. We've got 2 immersion programs, a research program, and a UC curriculum program. So I'll open a couple of these up just so that we can see some examples. Okay, so Carlos III University in Madrid. On this page, again, we see that same information that we saw on the previous page. If you scroll down, this about the program offers kind of a general description of the program, and then where you'll study offers further information about the host institution where you will be studying. For more detailed information about the programs, these filters on the left-hand side or these tabs are what we'll navigate to. So dates and eligibility. This will show you the terms that are available for you to study on this program. And each of the terms also provides kind of a general timeline of the calendar for that term on the program. If you click the drop-down menu, it will show you the detailed eligibility requirements for the program. Academics. So the academics page has a lot of information. It will tell you, is studying another language required or optional? What are the options for studying another language? Here in this courses and credits section, you will see the course enrollment requirements during the program, as well as the different types of courses that are offered on the program. So the program we're looking at here, like I mentioned, is an immersion program. So essentially the entire course catalog would be available for you to take. You get to pick whichever courses interest you. So in this catalogs and resources section, we have linked to the host institution website for you to find course information. So as an example, let's go to this international studies degree. And then here is the entire list of courses within the International Studies degree at this host institution. And you can kind of look around at the course options that are available. If you click on a course title, it will take you to a syllabus for the course, which is very handy as you begin conversations with your academic advisor. Compare that to this Python and data science program, on the other hand. I mentioned this is a UC curriculum program. So on a program like this, all of the participants on the program would be taking the same few courses. So there's 2 courses that students take on this program. So instead of linking to a host institution website, we've just linked directly to the syllabi on this page. All right. Below the course information and catalogs and resources is academic culture, so you can get a bit more of an understanding of academic culture abroad and at the host institution. And then at the very bottom of this page is grades. As we mentioned earlier in the presentation, grades from abroad do take longer to be reported to your UC registrar compared to your courses at your UC campus. So this will give you that general timeline of when to expect grades for each program. Rolling back up. we will go to housing. All right, so this gives you a snapshot of the different types of housing that's available on a given program. So this particular program, you can choose dorm, homestay, or apartment. One important thing that we do specify here, though, is whether you need to find the housing on your own or if the housing is arranged by the program. So compare that to the Python program that we're also looking at. This one, you can choose apartment or homestay, but once you select the housing type, the program staff do arrange the housing for you. So that is something to keep in mind in terms of housing. And cost. So this will show you the estimated cost for each of the terms that you could study abroad on the program. This section does include what's included in the cost estimate, as we talked about earlier in the program. It's not just the tuition. It includes quite a few other aspects of the program costs as well. So then down below, this customize your estimate section. If you input your particular information that um, pertains to your circumstances, it will give you a customized estimate for you. And then the support page will show you the on-site and emergency support that's available on your UCEAP program. So with this particular program, we do have UCEAP staff in Madrid. You can see their photos here. We even have, photos of the study center, information about orientations, etc. And how to apply. So you should recognize these steps. We talked about these earlier in the presentation. These are the application steps. This section here will tell you your odds of getting in. I know that's a common question for many students who are looking to apply to a program. And again, as we talked about earlier in the presentation, most of our programs, as long as you meet the eligibility requirements, you will be accepted. Now, there are a few programs where we do have limited capacity, and that means that we can only accept a certain number of students into a program. So if the program is a limited capacity program, we would indicate that here. So let me show you an example of that. This is the Beyond Barcelona program. It's a summer program in Spain. So here, limited capacity. And it will show you the date that the applications open for these programs. And to ensure that you get a space on the program, we do encourage you to apply as soon as possible once the applications open. So say you come across a program like this and it's after the application open and you're wondering, is it still open? Have all of the spaces filled? You can see that here on the dates and eligibility tab. If a program has filled, we will indicate that here. So this particular program was quite popular for summer 2024, and it did fill. So you would see that here. If you don't see this filled for whatever term, the application is still open. All right. And then finally, deadlines. Each UC campus has their own deadlines, so you'll want to visit the Study Abroad Office webpage for your campus to see what deadlines apply to you. And so we've provided all of those links here. Now, say you're perusing the UCEAP website and you have some questions about the program or country. We do on every single page have this link to our general UCEAP email. You can feel free to send a message there and your message will be sent to the appropriate advisor to help to answer your questions. But if you know a specific country or program that you want to apply to, we also have a contacts page. You can reach out to us directly. And the contacts page here will list the advisors for each country. So for example, I am the academic specialist for programs in Argentina. So if you have academic related questions for Argentina, you can absolutely reach out to me directly. And the last thing I wanted to point out is information about financing study abroad. So we have this under student resources, this paying for study abroad. It does have information about funding your study abroad program. And specifically, we do have a tab about scholarships because there are a number of scholarships available, and it'll show you information about how to begin that application process. So if you have any questions about scholarships, we do have a scholarships team here at UCEAP. You can reach out to the scholarships at UCEAP email address, and they'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have. So that's the website. We'll get back to the presentation.
So we hope this presentation has provided you with a starting point on your study abroad journey and encourage you to explore the UCAP website for detailed information about program options, finances, health and safety, and more. You should visit your campus study abroad office, their website, or the how to apply section on any program page on the UCAP website for information on application steps and deadlines. Contact information for campus offices is also available through the QR code on this slide. As mentioned earlier, we also offer office hours where you can schedule an appointment to have a video call with a UCAP advisor to talk about programs in more detail. You will find the link to make an office hours appointment through the QR code as well. Once you have determined which program you are going to apply to, you can start an application by selecting the Apply Now button on the UCEAP website. Please feel free to contact us if you have questions or the general email, or our general emails on this slide. We will now move on to the Q&A portion of the webinar. You are welcome to send us any questions you have right now through chat.